Hey, welcome back to CellarThief. Happy New Year to everybody. We're looking forward to some really exciting stuff in the new year. Happy 2010. And it's here in California. I had to throw in a jacket, unfortunately, because it got below 60 degrees, I think, here in sunny California. But it's a beautiful day, beautiful evening. We've got some great wines that we're featuring in this next lineup. We have a bit of a theme today. The theme is rocky, stressed soil. We figure everybody is nice and relaxed after the holidays, looking forward to a mellow re-entry into the work world. And so we're actually going to take a look at some wines that have a very different way and that have been stressed to get the wines out. So we have 3 French wines. We have a French theme going on tonight too. 2 from Domaine Schlumberger, one of our favorites, and 1 Patrick Lessec, which was a wine that sold out. Thanks, Thieves, for helping us move through that wine. Beautiful, beautiful wine, and I think everybody's going to be really excited about that. But let's start with 2 Pinot Gris. So Pinot Gris used to be known as Tokay d'Alsace, now known as Pinot Gris in the Alsace region of France. It is one of our favorite wineries here at CellarThief. Domaine Schlumberger makes really incredible white wines from the Alsace region in northern France. And if you don't know the Alsace region, you should, because it's an area that makes really intense white wines that are a complete alternative to Chardonnay and even Pinot Gris that you might get out of Oregon or out of California. Domaine Schlumberger, the first one that we have here, Grand Cru Kitterly. Domaine Schlumberger is one of the big bombers out of Alsace. They're the largest owner of Grand Cru vineyards in Alsace. We have 2 wines that we're featuring. We have the Kitterly here in the 2005. We have the Spiegel, which is also the 2005. So we have 2 Pinot Gris. I urge you to consider getting both of them because I think you'll be really impressed by the differences between the 2. So we'll start with the Grand Cru Kitterly. Grand Cru Kitterly is a high elevation vineyard. It's so high and it's so steep in Alsace, and in particular this particular vineyard, that they have to use horses to go up and do the farming. So it's high intensity winemaking. The soils are really depleted, so the soils are really stressed out, making the vineyard have a really stressful time getting these grapes out. And what that creates is incredible intensity. So this one, I think this is my favorite out of Domaine Schlumberger, the Kitterly 2005. They make this wine to be really intense and rich and hefty. They ferment it in wood and then they put it in stainless steel. So you're going to get a pretty rich Pinot Gris, very different than you're used to in a wine that will age for 6 to 8 years. And you can see in there, beautiful color, really great color for Pinot Gris. It's richer than you see some of the Pinot Gris coming out of that. So 2005 Kitterly, really intense, really wonderful wine. The other one, Domaine Schlumberger, that we're featuring today is the Spiegel. And Spiegel is obviously a German word. So Alsace has got some similarities to German wines because it's so close to the German border. And the Spiegel is another Grand Cru, but it's a younger vineyard. So they planted it fairly recently. And the first vintage was 1998. So you're going to get wines that have a little less intensity. It's a little lower elevation. The soils are a little bit different. So you're not going to have the same level of intensity. Instead, you're going to have, or as you have in this, some really nice like honey and richness. In the Spiegel, you're going to have more floral character and really some wonderful wine. So the Spiegel is another one, 2005 vintage. Urge you to pick that up and try them side by side. That's the fun of this. Try them side by side. I think you'll be impressed with that. And then the third and final wine is from Patrick Lessec. If you've watched us before, you know Patrick Lessec is a winery, or is a wine company we really love. A guy that came to California, started a restaurant, thought that he could make French wines that had a little bit of a California tinge, and he started bringing in some wines from the Rhone Valley. And the wine that we're featuring today is actually a Chateauneuf de Pape from Pierre Dory, which is a phenomenal wine. Again, 2005 vintage. So 3 2005 vintages. And this wine is 75% Grenache, 25% Mourvedre. So it's going to be a really intense wine, but it's going to be Grenache. It's not Syrah. It's Grenache and Mourvedre, so you're going to get a little bit more rich fruit. But this particular wine actually has some sort of dusty, earthy character. So if you've picked up some Le Sec from us before, this is going to be pretty different because it's not going to have, it's going to still have great fruit, but it's going to be more earthy, more soil, really intense with food, and it's got the Chateauneuf de Pape spice. So it's really a wine that's over the top. So those three wines we're really excited to kick off the new year with, and we're excited that you've joined us. And here's to a great 2010. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back and spending 2010 with us, and we'll have some more great wines with you really soon. Cheers.